It's really one of my favorite parts of the service is the morning when we're all coming in and we're all sharing and greeting one another. It's beautiful. I love it. We have a couple of chants for you this morning. And this first one, some of you may not know. So I'll sing it through and then you can join. My heart, my heart, my heart is my compass and my all-knowing. My heart, my heart, my heart is connected to all that's holy. My heart, my heart, my heart, through it a well of love is flowing. My heart, my heart, my heart, my heart, leading me home to my deepest knowing. My heart, my heart, my heart is my compass and my all-knowing. My heart, my heart, my heart is connected to all that's holy. My heart, my heart, my heart, through it a well of love is flowing. My heart, my heart, my heart, my heart, leading me home to my deepest knowing. My heart, my heart, my heart is my compass and my all-knowing. My heart, my heart, my heart is connected to all that's holy. My heart, my heart, my heart, through it a well of love is flowing. My heart, my heart, my heart, my heart, leading me home to my deepest knowing. Let's do that one more time. My heart, my heart, my heart is my compass and my all-knowing. My heart, my heart, my heart is connected to all that's holy. My heart, my heart, my heart, through it a well of love is flowing. My heart, my heart, my heart, my heart, leading me home to my deepest knowing. I am a place where God shows up, just as I am, is good enough. I shine my light, I do my stuff. I am a place where God shows up. Take a nice deep breath. I am a place where God shows up. Just as I am is good enough. I shine my light, I do my stuff. I am a place where God shows up. shows up. You are a place where God shows up. You light up life and God shows up. Yeah, God shows up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister. It's so good to see you all this morning. Hello in Zoom world. Hello. Hello. Well, I'm here to welcome you this morning. And yeah, it's a little different this morning. We're following the science and asking people to mask. And I'm just so glad that we're still open and doing business and here to serve you. And at the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living, we are an open,
loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through scriptures, spiritual principles, and practices.
and practices. Yes. Well, that wasn't part of the vision, but you can add that if you'd like. So again, thank you all for coming this morning. We've been expecting you. Thank you for not disappointing us. And a couple announcements. So yes, masks are back for our safety starting today. We're following the CDC guidelines. If you want to process more about that, you can call me, text me, send me an email. You know, we're just going to follow the science here. Membership updates. All members should have received in the mail the stamped postcard for return. We've gotten a bunch of them, and we still would love to get yours. And we're going to start making calls to people who haven't sent theirs back just to make sure they haven't misplaced them or what their intention is, because we do need to have a membership number so we can have a quorum for our business meeting. Today's Potluck Sunday, and it's Salad Sunday, so please stay and have some salads with us. Are you called to serve? We have board member positions available, and we will be voting on them at our meeting in September. There's information packets if you want to join the board. On the back counter, there's an application. There's a couple criteria you have to meet. You have to be a member for 6 months, and there's some other criteria as outlined in our bylaws that members have to meet before they can serve on our board. But it's a wonderful place of service. I just personally want to say that when you become a board member, you get to have greater input. You know, if you wanted to have a say on what goes on and felt like you couldn't or wasn't your place, when you become a board member, you have a place to air that. And it's a great way of deepening in this teaching because we practice the science of mind as a board. And you get to be surrounded with like-minded people and love and make decisions. You know that we are going to be celebrating 50 years next year?
Woo!
Did you guys know that? 50 years. We're going to have a party. It's not next year?
No, it's not.
It's the year after?
From what I heard, it's not. So
It was
we can talk
73, right?
That's when it started, but that's not when we actually got affiliation. And you wanted to know.
Can we still have a party next year?
You know what?
We are.
In my heart, it's 50 years. Of course, I'll be celebrating 5 years here. That feels like 50, right? Okay, well, enough about the board. If you're called to serve in any manner, there is a clipboard back there that you can come and join the spiritual gardeners. Maybe you want to join the kitchen hospitality crew. We need people to serve on our AV team so that you know, we've got Zoom going and we've got the board in the back recording. But if you're called to serve, there's always a place for you. So please come forward. Evensong, a great way to end your day. Ministerial student Kim Bibu will be offering this wonderful time for you twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, beginning August 3rd and 5th at 8 p.m. on Zoom. Same Zoom number as the one you're on now for Sunday, and the code number is Sunday, SUNDY, all in lowercase. That's the passcode to get in. Don't tell anybody, all right? And it's a time of meditation, song, prayer, gratitude, and it's about 20 minutes in length. So, you know, it's right 8 to 8:20, 8:30, and just come and you know, send yourself off to bed in the consciousness of Science of Mind. It's a great thing. Okay, women's free clothing exchange, back by popular demand, here in the sanctuary, yay. Saturdays, August 21st, arrive around 11:30 to set up. Exchange begins at noon. Treasures spearheading this thing with Paula. Call one of them or contact one of them if you have questions about it. There's really no money exchanged. It's just clothes exchanged between people that are the same size, I would think, or close.
Big mess, you throw out all kinds of clothes, just come and shop.
And the extra clothing that will not be exchanged will be donated to the Maslow Project.
Or another local
charity.
Yeah.
Which brings me to the food bank. You know, during the pandemic, because we weren't meeting, the food banks have been exhausted. And we want to, we've been a wonderful giver, not only in canned goods, but in money. And we're gonna start bringing more attention to that to get back into the swing of giving. Because we know as we give, it creates a vacuum and something wonderful happens in our life. Just that feeling of giving is the most incredible experience. And that's why we're here. We are here to give. So please consider giving to your local food bank. And that completes the announcements for today. Thank you. And we will now have, please stand as we sing We Are One, and then Paula Peterson will come up.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please join me in reading the gratitude on the screen. I am so thankful that my path is lit with joy, light, and love. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Paula Peterson. Jenna Moray is on the high watch in the back. She is our table practitioner. If you would like prayer after the service, she is the one to see, and she will guide you to a practitioner that can help her, or she will pray with you herself. Will any practitioner that is available after the service, please raise your hand. Thank you. Thank you. If you have a prayer request, please look on the back of the seat in front of you and fill out the yellow one. So that's the prayer request, and you can put it in the plate as it goes by, or there's a box in the back where Janet is sitting. The blue forms right in front of you are for you to share if you have an answered prayer. We love to hear about prayers that have been answered. When you submit a prayer, we pray for you all week, and it is our joy and our honor to pray with and for you. Now, we have a happy birthday because this is the first Sunday of the month. And if it is your birthday in the month of August, please stand so we can sing happy birthday. Do we have any August? Oh, we do. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Yay, August birthdays. And today we have Deborah Perdue to thank for the flowers, and she is out on the deck. Yay, Deborah! They're just absolutely gorgeous. Is there anyone here for the first time? If you are, please raise your hand. We have a lovely gift packet to give to you. And I don't see any. I don't think there's anybody out on the deck either. That's okay, super. Cell phone reminder. Please silence your cell phones or anything that goes beep or makes a noise. Mine rings, so silence that, please. And let's read the prayer together. Knowing my oneness with God, I affirm that I am perfect, whole, and complete always. The light of God blazes in my life, and so it is. And now we will sing. Please remain seated as we sing, I Am Loved. So today's talk by Reverend Steve is all about time for a tune-up. And as I was thinking about that title and browsing through the new Science of Mind, I came across an article by Jennifer Picnic. And besides, it's a great name. I love her articles. Jennifer Picnic, that's so cool. So this is what her article looks like this month. And it's called God It. Instead of got it, it's God It. And this is what she has to say. Society has taught us that we should take on the worries of the world alone. We exclaim, I got it, as we move from one problem to the next. This type of living is simply not sustainable, and yet many of us operate from this tainted lens? What if we shift from the got it mentality to God it? We've heard that expression before, give it to God, turn it over to God. But now it's time to take our current problems and all thereafter and God it. Every ounce of our soul begs us to become aware of the power within and to know that there is something more to this thing called life than resolving one problem after the next. Move away from your need to control and trust there is a divine intelligence already operating on your behalf. All is well, all is fine, all is perfectly divine. What if the principle of life is really this simple? So on those words by Jennifer, let's take a few moments, close your eyes if that's comfortable, and just let the silence envelop you. Thank you. Coming back to this room right here and now. We've got some special music and then Reverend Stephen's talk for today.
I like when the two paths come together in the distance. In beauty, may I walk all day long. May I walk through the seasons. May I walk. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace on this path. May I walk through my life. May I walk in old age. May I walk. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. May I walk. 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 May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. In joy. May I walk. In love. May I walk. In gratitude. May I walk. May I walk. In peace. May I walk in peace. In stillness. May I walk in forgiveness. May I walk in loving kindness. May I walk. May I walk. May I walk in peace. May I walk in peace. I'll sing with you. May I walk. May I walk. May I walk. May I walk. walk always walk in peace. May you walk in peace now. May we walk together in peace now. May we walk.
Thank you, Treja. Well, here we are in August. Wow, first day of August. And for me, that means I get to go to a Sillamar right after this, so I'm very excited I get a week of workshops and speakers. Oh, you know what? There I am. There I am. Good morning. Hello. Well, I'm going to a Sillamar. I'm doing a workshop tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for 2 hours, so I'm very excited. I get to be with more of my people, our people, Science of Minders. So August's theme is a pause for guidance. Now, gentlemen, I know this is tough for you to stop and ask for directions. But I found the sooner that we stop and ask for directions, the sooner we get back on tracks. I've learned not to drive around for hours thinking I know the way when I'm lost. So this week's title is Time for a Tune-Up. The month of August invites us to pause for guidance, to rest, to rejuvenate our souls, and prepare for the next leg of our journey. Here we are, preparing for the next leg of our journey. We made it this far, but we still have some distance to go. We welcome joy, innovation, authenticity, vulnerability, and the opportunity to evolve our thinking. Evolve our thinking. That's what this whole center is about. We are here to evolve, to open, to grow. You know, the minute that we say that we know it all, oh, I've got this, not I've got God this, we close down because we don't think that we can be taught anything else. How do you know that you have more to learn? Do you have a body? Do you have a body? Okay, if you still have a body, you still have something else is to be known. It's time for a personal tune-up to ensure we are aligned with our life values so we may continue on our path with joy. You know, when we don't do a tune-up, we become sluggish, we feel off, our pistons aren't in proper alignment, and we slow down. Even when we hit the gas, we don't get the efficiency in our life that we are used to. We consider being in alignment with our personal values, our spirituality, our relationships, our time, and our health. So it's not just a physical thing, it is a consciousness thing. We need to stop that stinking thinking, because when we continue to go down a road of negativity, if we point at a problem, we become part of the problem. When we look for the solution, we become part of the solution. It's as easy and simple as that, but it takes some doing. You have to consciously look for what you choose to be, do, and have. And from our home office, one of our principles is that we see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and the connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. We can't just think about it. It's good to start with thinking, but we must do something in the world that is positive. It's one thing to be in control of your remote control at home and just turn it off or change the channel, but we need to actually do something in the world. We need to get involved. We need to practice. We need to pray. We need to meditate. We need to do something to activate that within us that is spiritual. From the Declaration of Principles, we believe in the kingdom of heaven and that it is within us. Heaven isn't out there somewhere. It's right where you are. And that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and this goal is sure to be attained by all. Nobody gets left out. Nobody gets overlooked. Nobody gets left behind. Even your crazy uncle or those family members that we can't talk to or email or we've unfriended on Facebook. Even them, because they're all part of the divine makeup. Heaven is a state of awareness, the awareness of our true nature. And we experience our true nature to the degree that we become conscious of it. We actively seek to know the true nature of every individual and celebrate each individual's unique expression of it. This experience of our true nature is sure to be attained by all. All of us, every single one of us, even when you forget who you are. So one of my favorite books is This Thing Called You by Dr. Ernest Holmes. And on page 82, he says, "You are to find the roots of your spiritual life in pure spirit. Lose your sense of being separated from your good, and you will find that you are united with it. You are already part of it." Again, that's Ernest Holmes, This Thing Called You on page 82. One of my favorite books. Simple little book, packed with metaphysical dynamite, that one. So, as usual, I have a few steps that we need to look at. First step is get support. You don't have to go it alone. If we want to grow, we need to share. We must take time for a regular spiritual tune-up. And sometimes this means reaching out. And I know how uncomfortable it is to pick up that 500-pound phone and make that call. But when you do that, it activates something in the universe. The universe goes, this guy means business. He's not afraid to pick up the phone and communicate with somebody. And it actually, the person that you're communicating with needs your communication also. Because now you've activated within them their spiritual energy. And all of a sudden, where two or more are gathered, there is spirit. That's how it works. Now, in this church, where two or more are gathered, there's food. Because we love to eat, don't we? But we also, in that, activate our spiritual sense to connect, to love, to listen, and to grow each other. We are each other's angels. We are each other's keeper. And if you stay in your little island in your closet at home, you negate someone else from having the experience of sharing with you. We must share. Even if it's just a little text, just a little, I love you, or a little heart. Just send somebody a heart today in a text. Just do it. When we tune up our cars, it makes our engines run easier, They start better, it improves the fuel economy, it lowers emissions, restores the lost pep and power, and improves the engine's performance. Wouldn't you like to start your day more easily, improve how much energy you feel, lower the negative experiences in your life, restore your pep and power, and improve your performance? Absolutely. So we need to tune up. We need to tap back in. We need to find what works for you. Find some book, some piece of music, some spiritual experience that has you connect. And you know, before I was a professional meditator, all I could do was walk in nature. And that is a huge connection. You start to forget yourself, and all of a sudden the sounds of nature, the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees, and everything comes to life when you put yourself in the arena of spiritual energy. And you can do this just by closing your eyes and imagine you're walking. But I urge you, in the most beautiful place in the world, we need to get outside and walk. You know, find a little river and sit by it and just watch the water go by and forget whatever it was you were thinking about. Whatever is your major thought, whatever you're working on right now, put it on the shelf. It will be there when you're done with your nature walk. But get outside. Wouldn't you like to regain the infinite in your life? When you connect, our DNA is affected. Our very DNA is altered when we connect to nature and when we connect to our spiritual sense. All of a sudden, the synapses in the brain start to change from challenge to triumph. All of a sudden, we start to relax. We start to breathe a little slower. We start to live our connection. And that's what it's all about. It's about living your connection. When we go to the dentist, it improves our health of our teeth. Actually, it improves a lot of things. Wouldn't you like to have that increased vitality? Are you getting a regular prayer tune-up? Well, I invite you to call a practitioner, call Silent Unity, call somebody, but connect with someone. It's in that connection that the miracle happens. Secondly, evaluate where you would like to improve in your life and be teachable in those areas. Don't just go, well, I'm a bad communicator, so I'm not going to reach out. If you're not the best at communication, then communicate. Then start doing it. Then you need to start texting and emailing and reaching out. Because if nobody's reaching in, it's not their fault. To have a friend, you have to be a friend. Being teachable also means being humble. Being humble creates an inner freedom from having to protect these parts that we try to hide from ourselves and others. Oh, sensitivity. You know those places where you're tender and it makes you cry just to think about it? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Those are the places that we need to go. Those are the, you know, when you push down the tears and you suck it up and you put your armor up. Those are the places we need to be gentle with ourselves. We need to lay down our arms, literally lay down our arms and open. When we do this, all of a sudden, we're vulnerable, we're humble, and anything can happen. Oh no, they're going to see where my sensitivity is, and they're going to push right on that button. You know what happens after you push a button enough? It's not so sensitive anymore. It's just another place, another level within yourself to be discovered. So I urge you not to run from that. Embrace that point. Embrace that place. Embrace your humanness. For many, when we fail at something that is important to us, a job or a relationship, for example, our self-esteem may plummet because we tied ourselves and our self-worth to those things. So we attached to the destination rather than the journey. And the destination is the journey, and the journey is the destination. There's no getting anywhere, because once you get somewhere, you want to go somewhere else. You know, once you've been on vacation long enough, you want to go home. Once you're home long enough, you want to go on vacation. You know, you cannot stop the river of thinking of life. You cannot stop it. But you can guide it to what you choose to think about. Are you thinking about your challenges, or are you thinking about the solutions to the challenge? And I'm not judging. I'm just bringing awareness to what we're thinking about. Because if we're thinking about what doesn't work, and scientifically energy flows where our attention goes, we're feeding energy into what we don't want. This is what worry is. We're feeding energy into what's not going to happen, how it's not going to work out, the challenge, the problem. And we're growing that by thinking about it. I thought that that was the way that you fixed things in life. You know, if you could just worry enough about something. And then in this teaching, I found that there's a place for that. But we need to get over that to think about what is your greatest yet to be? What is your dream? What is your dream? Oh, well, I want my children to go to college, or I want my grandchildren to be healthy. That's great for them, but what's your dream? What's your vision? What do you want to do? Your ability to withstand failure and criticism comes from your sense of intrinsic value of being human rather than other means. So when you fail at a task or don't live up to expectations, it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. In order to learn and in order to be teachable, you have to be humble. You have to admit, I don't know that. I do not know that, but I'm open to learning. You know, none of us wants to admit that we don't know. Oh, I know that. Oh, yeah, I got that. Oh, yeah, I taught that. Oh, yeah. No. You need to say, you know what? I don't know. But I'm open to learning. Please teach me. Be teachable. Which brings us to our third aspect. Lose that which you don't want and share the things that you do want. Choose to lose unhappiness, judgment, victim consciousness, victim mentality. Oh, they always do it to me, don't you know? It always happens to me. Always, you know, mind my own business, and then out of the blue, something goes awry. You can lose it just like you found it. You found it, so now lose it. It was just a passing thought. It's not you. It's an experience you're having. Let it go. Let it go and walk on. And then you can look back and say, wasn't that interesting? What did I learn from that? You can create a ritual in the letting go. Maybe you light a little candle and say a little blessing about it going away. You know, and then blow out that candle and know that it's gone forever. Something like that can be very powerful to your psyche. Just a little, just write down the thing that you're working with on a piece of paper, tear it up, burn it, flush it, get rid of it, recycle it. But there's something powerful about letting go. To truly find it, we must share that which we want more of in our lives. If you want more peace, find ways to share peace in the world. If you want more love, find ways to be loving to more people. If you want more friends, be friendly to someone first. Can you do that? Can you be friends to a stranger? Can you just smile at somebody at the store? Or, when you're parking your car or whatever. Can you just take that extra second to connect? And there are times when it's appropriate and there's times when it's not. And I'm asking you in those inappropriate times to do it. And see what happens. So in conclusion, just like our cars need a tune-up, we also need to take time on a regular basis to have a spiritual tune-up. So take time this week to reevaluate your life. Get support from someone who supports you. Call a practitioner, call a minister, sign up for classes, and be willing to be humble and teachable. And most of all, be willing to lose things that no longer serve you. If you find that there's something in your life that no longer serves you, what would it take to release that completely? Maybe you'll have to adjust your schedule. Maybe you'll have to really look at some things that are bothering you and decide that they no longer bother you. Maybe you can't cut that uncle out of your family, but you can cut out how they affect you with what they say. You can say to yourself, that ain't the truth of me. That ain't who I am. And bless them. Love them. They think that they're giving you the information you need to be a better person, when really they're talking about what they need to do to be a better person. So just be with it. But don't take it. You don't have to take it. Just let it go. So be willing to lose those things that no longer serve you. Judgment isn't flattering on anybody. Start being that which you want to experience in the world. You already have it within you. Let it out. And so it is. So it's time for us to follow our teaching and go within. So let's pray together, shall we? So let's take a moment, and I invite you to bring to the forefront of your consciousness what you believe the energy of creation is to you. What is this power that grows the tree, that allows the rain to fall, that causes the sun to shine, that allows all of the planets and systems to be in their place, doing what they do? That same power is beating our heart, is breathing our body, is sending all the right molecules and cells to the right places for your healing, and it's doing it all the time. Each one of us is unified in that field of all possibility. It can be no other way. Each one of us is an intricate part in the life of the divine. For there is something to be known. There is something to be remembered. I may not know what you're walking through, but I know that Spirit knows. And it is guiding us back into ourselves to relax. where a beautiful rejuvenation is happening within each one of us, in our minds, in our bodies, in our spirits, in our very souls. Something beautiful is happening right now. How good it is to know that the answers, the relief, the healing is happening right now. How powerful that we, each individually and collectively, are part of that healing process as we focus on the love of the universe. Because truly, love is the very glue that holds everything together. So as we move through this time, knowing that something is healing, something is revealing the truth, we give great thanks. Our hearts overfill with gratitude, with love, with that sense of belonging, and knowing that healing is happening right now. So let us let go. Completely release these words and this prayer into that living, loving law of mind where it is already done. As we let go, that sense of relief and release is who and what we truly are. As we affirm it together by saying, so it is. Well, it's time for our prosperity sharing affirmation, so I invite you to recite this with me, and it says,
I share my infinite abundance with great joy and love, and so it is.
Dave. Well, it's time for our prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They are evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. They do good work in the world and allow this Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living to be open, available, and teaching spiritual principle in this community. And for this, we are all well blessed. And so it is. All right, well, it's time for our peace song. So let's stand up and sing, shall we? Something wonderful is happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind,
Happening in my mind,
in my body,
in my body,
and in the body of my affairs.
in the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it,
I feel it.
I feel it,
And I know
I
it.
know it,
Just the way that it is.
just the way it is,
Just the way that it is not.
And just the way it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Have a wonderful week, everybody. God bless.